Army cries out. Taehyung's sudden nosebleed shocks everyone. Jungkook's reaction inside the plane raises alarming questions in a moment that no one expected, and one that will likely be etched in the memory of every ARMY who witnessed it. Kim Taehyung, globally known as BTS's V, suffered a sudden and unexplained nosebleed mid-flight. The scene was intense, emotional, and deeply alarming. But what sent the situation into overdrive was not just Taehyung's sudden condition, but Jungkook's immediate reaction. Visible panic, trembling hands, and a desperate embrace that refused to loosen even as staff rushed to assist. What truly happened inside that aircraft, and what are the implications behind the silence that followed? The incident reportedly occurred during a return flight from Los Angeles to Seoul. BTS members had completed a private schedule abroad, and everything appeared normal until it wasn't. Several eyewitnesses who were on the same flight described a sudden commotion midair. A flight attendant was seen hurrying down the aisle, followed by hushed but rapid Korean instructions to retrieve medical supplies. The focal point of the panic? Seat 1A, where Taehyung was seated next to Jungkook. AS passengers began to murmur. One crew member discreetly covered the area with a blanket, presumably to avoid spreading alarm. But the tension had already mounted. Moments later, Jungkook was seen gripping Taehyung tightly, his expression rigid, his voice unsteady, reportedly whispering reassurances. Taehyung, eyes closed and pale, leaned against Jungkook's shoulder while a tissue-soaked red dripped between his fingers. The silence among nearby passengers was chilling. An medical alert was made public during the flight, and the pilot did not issue any announcement. This has led to rising speculation. Was this health-related incident deliberately kept under wraps? If so, why? And more importantly, what condition was Taehyung truly in? According to internal sources close to the staff aboard the flight, Taehyung had complained of fatigue shortly before takeoff. It is worth noting that in recent weeks, fans had observed signs of physical and emotional exhaustion in both him and Jungkook during public appearances. While the duo maintained their signature professionalism, sharp-eyed fans noticed minor yet telling signs: blank stares, delayed reactions, and unusually subdued behavior. But no one could have predicted that it would escalate into a medical scare 30,000 feet in the air. Jungkook's behavior during the ordeal added further intensity to the situation. Rather than alerting the staff immediately, he reportedly tried to contain the situation himself, shielding Taehyung from view, applying pressure to stop the bleeding, and demanding space from approaching attendants. Why did he choose to personally handle it instead of letting the crew intervene? Was it a protective instinct? Or was Jungkook aware of something the rest of the world wasn't? As the plane landed at Incheon International Airport, security personnel and what appeared to be medical responders discreetly boarded the aircraft. Taehyung was escorted out of the plane with Jungkook closely at his side, one arm around his shoulder and the other shielding him from photographers. No official statement was issued to media outlets waiting outside. In fact, staff members ignored every inquiry. The silence was deafening. This event has left fans worldwide in a state of collective worry. Social media exploded within hours of the flight's landing. The hashtag #TaehyungHealth quickly began trending, but BTS's official channels remained entirely inactive. Not a single photo, story, or update. It's not just the absence of clarity that's causing distress, it's the apparent effort to suppress the narrative altogether. Some fans are now wondering, has the pressure on BTS members finally begun to manifest physically? The group's ongoing commitment to perfection, paired with demanding schedules and the weight of a global audience, has long raised concerns. Many recall past incidents where members quietly endured injuries or exhaustion without disclosure. Could this nosebleed be yet another symptom of overwork hidden beneath public smiles? Others have started connecting to that may or may not be coincidental. Jungkook's recent cryptic behavior during interviews, The visible dark circles under Taehyung's eyes during his last appearance in LA and their continued silence on certain topics have fueled a storm of theories. Some speculate that internal pressures, not just physical, but emotional, are finally breaking through the facade. But perhaps what is most alarming is the psychological impact this could have on Jungkook himself. Known for his sensitivity, Jungkook has often acted as an emotional anchor for Taehyung. But witnessing a close member suffer visibly, helplessly, and without warning mid-flight, while isolated from the public eye, can leave scars far deeper than what any camera can capture. The embrace between the two, while heartwarming to many fans, also signaled desperation. Jungkook held Taehyung for nearly 30 minutes, refusing to move until staff intervened. Multiple sources confirmed that he was seen crying silently, wiping his tears against Taehyung's hair as he attempted to console him. Such raw vulnerability, even behind closed curtains of a first-class cabin, was deeply unsettling. At this point, the absence of any official update raises troubling questions. Why hasn't there been a single word from BTS's management? Why did no news outlet receive briefings upon arrival, despite the visible involvement of emergency personnel? And why is Jungkook, typically the most expressive member online, suddenly silent? The ARMY is not just worried, they are demanding answers. Fan theories have surged: dehydration, internal stress, high-altitude pressure complications, or even a reaction to medication. But without credible, transparent information, the speculation may only spiral further. This incident also brings to light the ongoing issue of transparency within the entertainment industry. When global superstars are subject to immense pressure yet lack public protection or explanation during health-related events, it invites broader discussions about systemic practices behind the scenes. If even someone as globally cherished as Taehyung can collapse mid-air without explanation, what's happening beyond the cameras? While Taehyung's current condition remains undisclosed, many fans are not just worried about his health, they're worried about what this incident symbolizes. It could be a single moment of weakness, or it could be the first visible crack in a long-ignored pressure chamber. And Jungkook, his reaction, his terror, his refusal to let go, and his decision to shield rather than speak, may say more than any statement ever could. In that tight, desperate embrace, there was more than concern. There was fear. A fear that perhaps this time, something irreversible had happened.